Hey, Braden, it's David Hood with TigerNet. Just kind of a two-part question. Number one, how did you spend the open date, trying to heal up and get better? And then number two, is there anything that you kind of learned about your game or the team using self-scouting during the open date to get better?
Yeah, so I think the first part is it was a lot of rest. Mentally was still watching film, still watching some college football and things like that. But physically just giving my body a break, banged up my ankle a little bit. So just really doing rehab and stuff on that at my house, and just trying to, get back 100% for this week. And to the second part of your question, I feel like we just learned, we can't do things that continue to, beat us. We made some mistakes, some costly mistakes in the last few games, and fortunately against BC and against Syracuse, we were able to get away with it. And then it kind of came back and got us in the Notre Dame game. But I feel like we're on the right track, and we're doing things the way they're supposed to be done. We just have to be a little bit more careful. And maybe it's something in how we're preparing or doing something like that, but just make sure we're dotting all our I's and crossing our T's and stuff whenever it comes to making sure we have the game plan down and making as least as many mistakes as possible.
Hey, Braden, this is Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. What have you seen from Florida State's defense on film? I know they're pretty banged up across the board, but they have a pretty formidable secondary with some playmakers back there.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. They're big up front. Their two ends are very long. I think both of them are over 6'6". Both of them weighing over 260. So they're both big guys. Interior guys. I know they lost one of them, but obviously, it's Florida State. They still recruit well. They still have great players. They still have great athletes. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. This is definitely not a light week for us. We're still preparing like we're playing anybody else. So, but they're good in the secondary. They're very athletic. I think we got some guys that might have played basketball with some of the guys over there, so we know a little bit about their secondary, things like that. But it's definitely a tough team that we're getting ready to face.
Braden, this is Trevor again. You and Davis have been heavily involved in the passing game in some games, like Notre Dame, but others not very much. Why do you think that is? Does it just depend on how the defense is lining up against you and the play calling?
I think we kind of just we get the game plan every week. Excuse me, we get the game plan every week, and we're just trying to be the best players that we can be. And we're doing our job, trying to block somebody and just running our route to get open. And if we're fortunate enough to get the ball and make something happen with it, then that's what we try to do. I feel like the biggest thing with me and Davis is that we're both so selfless in how we approach things. He's happy for me, I'm happy for him. So it's nothing there. But as far as compared to other guys on the team, we're just trying to do our part. And if we happen to get the ball, then we happen to get the ball. But we're happy to be in this situation and to be in this program. So it's a good situation to be in, but it's not something we're really pressing about if we're getting the ball enough or something like that. We just kind of go with the flow of the game.
Hey, Braden, it's Josh from the Post-Courier. How has Trevor looked in practice over the last week?
He's right back. He's right back in it. He got back, I guess, last Monday. Was like he never left. So it's been a very smooth transition. Obviously, he's been dealing with some symptoms previously that he's having to overcome, whether it be endurance and different things like that. But from a football standpoint, it looks like he hasn't skipped a beat. So he's ready to go.
Any other questions for Braden?
Hey, Braden, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. As someone who's just been around for a while, what has it been like to watch Cornell Powell evolve into what he has become this season?
It's amazing to see. Me and Cornell come from kind of basketball backgrounds. Obviously, we didn't know each other before we got to Clemson, but we both come from basketball backgrounds. So it's kind of, we're always talking about basketball or some form of fashion. We're able to, strike up a lot of conversations. So he's become one of my good friends off the field. And, you know, a guy like that who's been so patient, who's had to wait his turn, he's waited behind, you know, Mike Williams, T. Higgins, DeAndre, guys like that, guys that are, you know, at the next level doing big things. I mean, it's a tough position for him to be in. It would have been very easy for him to, you know, get all this stuff and leave and go somewhere where he can play right away and be the guy. But, you know, he waited his turn, and, you know, you're starting to see that pay off for him. And, you know, I couldn't be happier for Cornell. Nobody's more deserving of it. Yeah, he's a good dude off the field, and you're just happy to see, you know, see his hard work paying off after, you know, 4 or 5 years. So, yeah, I'm proud of him, though.
Hey, Braden, it's David again. Considering the struggles in the running game, and the tight ends obviously are a big part of blocking there. You know, has there been an added emphasis or trying to tweak something during this open date to try and get that running game opened up a little bit for Travis and the backs?
I think we just have to get back to the basics and, you know, and doing what we do. I think it's pretty much, you know, internal, and just getting guys back to the basics, going over, you know, gap schemes, going over zone plays, whatever it may be. And, you know, just practicing and, you know, just getting the hang of it, getting guys back in that rhythm. You know, I don't think it's been anything other teams are doing. I think it's all Clemson. So we have to just, you know, keep practicing, keep making those adjustments wherever they need to be made. And obviously, I mean, Travis is going to do what Travis does, and it's not going to be a problem. So, but I think we'll be back on track.
Braden, has the blocking element of playing tight end been the biggest challenge, do you think, for you, just in learning the position? And that seems to be the element that Davis Allen takes particular enjoyment in. Has he kind of rubbed off on you in any way in that regard?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I'm most thankful for Davis for is, you know, he's pushed me to become a better player and vice versa. I feel like, you know, we obviously bring different things to the game, but also can do some of the same things. So yeah, he's definitely, you know, watching him make blocks, watching him, you know, like it, is a big deal. And, you know, that's kind of rubbed off, you know, going through practice, you know, whether it's setting the energy for, you know, we're going to do inside drill or whatever it may be. You know, he's able to get my mind right. I'm able to see that, and I'm like, okay, we can do this. So it's just really a mental thing. But I feel like for me physically, that was, I guess physically I was kind of held back in a way, just being not as big whenever I first got here. So that was what my game had to grow into. I was more of just, you know, just receiving. But I feel like that's where I've grown the most, also this year. So there's definitely been times where, you know, it's tough. It's tough blocking those DNs and blocking those linebackers sometimes. But yeah, Davis has definitely rubbed off for me in a good way, you know, making me be able to, even in the weight room, you know, trying to make me a better, stronger player. So yeah, I'm definitely thankful for that.
Braden, did you make the trip down to Tallahassee 2 years ago? And how much are you looking forward to just getting down there and playing a significant role in this game?
Oh yeah, I mean, I went down there my freshman year. Don't remember really playing a lot, but was definitely down there for the experience. You know, I grew up. My dad was a huge Florida State fan, so it was just kind of cool to see, you know, the whole environment, the whole atmosphere, you know, live and in person. But yeah, this go around will definitely be a little different as far as, you know, production standpoint, playing standpoint. But I'm just excited to, you know, get back on the road. We had a good bye week, getting guys healthy, and we're just ready to get back on the road and let's go.
Braden, this is Larry Williams of TigerIllustrated.com. I got in late, so I apologize if this has already been asked. But you know, there's been a lot of heat on the offensive line, I guess, over the last week or so. But I'm just curious, how have the tight ends been in the blocking department over the last couple of games, just the tight ends as a whole?
You know, I personally feel like we've grown and we got better as the season went on. You know, obviously, we have different guys that can do different things. But I know it's not really the same question, but I kind of mentioned it earlier. I feel like that's where I've grown most in my game. And obviously Davis is an elite blocker. So I just think that, as long as we're continuing to get better, we're just controlling what we can control. And we're just trying to be the best players that we can be for our team and doing whatever job's needed, whether it's blocking, whether it's catching, no matter what it is. So